But really, is that the only enemy that we have? Who is, when we're standing on the battlefield of our, desires and everything in this world and everything like that, who are the people that we're actually facing on the other side? So one of the specialists, he said that there are 4 enemies that you have. So imagine that you are on a battlefield, and in front of you are 4 humongous giants. Humongous giants. And you're little old you. Who are these 4 giants? The first one is called your nafs. An-nafs. In Arabic, an-nafs is the little child that lives inside you. That's your enemy. That little child, if my name is Sami, that little child is also Sami. And this child is lazy, doesn't want to do anything, doesn't want to work a day in his life, and he or she wants to get the result of the best outcome in this world and the best outcome in the hereafter, without lifting a finger. This is what the nafs is. Okay? I said, please go on. Second, who's the second enemy that I have? He said, you are the president. This nafs of yours is the president. And every president has a security advisor. And your security advisor to this person that's your enemy is Shaitan. And I was like, which Shaitan? Because we know that Iblis is the main Shaitan. And then he has entire armies of people. So which one? The one that was assigned to you at birth. The one that made you cry for the first time when you were born. That one. The one that doesn't leave you in Ramadan. That one. That's the other one. That's standing there in front of you. Every evil thought. Truly, we sometimes get some really evil thoughts. Like if you ever get a thought like, I want to hurt someone really badly. Or you want to, astaghfirullah, kill someone. Or you want to not just, rip off like a furniture store. You want to rip off the whole neighborhood. You want to do such a scam that you rip off millions, tens of thousands of people lose their jobs. When you get these thoughts truly aren't from you. These thoughts are actually from the Shaitan. The real evil thoughts. Now his entire job is to take you step by step. If he comes to you at the beginning of Ramadan and knocks on your door, he's in full Shaitan form with horns and all, and he comes up to you and says, right, guys, what I want you to do is, I want you to disobey Allah in this month, okay? We need to scrum, we need to focus on this, we need to disobey Allah, we need to not read the Quran, we want to do this, we want to do that. You'd probably just close the door. You'd be like, get out of here, man. I'm not doing that. This is Ramadan. But what his goal is to slowly and gradually get you step by step to his eventual goal, which is to disbelieve in Allah completely. So what does he do? He starts you off encouraging you, you should go to Taraweeh every night of Ramadan. Yes. So he tells you to do good things. And then he says, you know what? You shouldn't just go to Taraweeh. You should read 1 juz of Quran. And while you're at it, might as well do 200 tasbeehs of these things as well. And slowly and gradually it makes the burden so heavy that you can't carry it. And guess what happens? In the middle ashra of Ramadan, look around you. What happens? Some people, they fall hook, line and sinker into his trap. Now, this is the second enemy. I said, Sheikh, please go on. This is making a lot of sense. So, you have your president, your nafs, the little child inside you. You have your security advisor, which is Shaitan. Now there's another enemy which you and I know very well. And that enemy in Arabic is called Dunya. Everything around you that is non-essential. Oxygen is essential. Having a roof over your head is essential. Having one car for transport, that's essential. But everything non-essential. When you calculate zakat, inshallah in the coming khutbah, I will go through zakat in detail just as a crash course, just like we went through all the rulings of the actions in Ramadan last khutbah. So inshallah, stay tuned for that. But inshallah, when you go through the wealth that is necessary, and then the wealth that is not necessary, the zakatable wealth versus the non-zakatable wealth. The non-zakatable wealth is that wealth that is absolutely essential. Your car, one car, your house, your clothes on your back. Those really essential things. Same thing. So dunya, everything that is non-essential is what is being referred to. Investment properties, third car, fourth car. Instead of enough to eat that day, having enough in your pantry to last you an entire year. All of that is called dunya. Now, dunya in itself is not harmful, but it is the excess of it that is harmful. And the best example that I can give to you is, when you have a huge spread of food, and you honestly are looking at the dishes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, there's sweet dishes, there's everything. You have to eventually sit down at one area of the table. Now when you sit down on that area of the table, you generally have food around that geographical area. But you're always looking to where? The other end of the table where the better food is. Why is this? This is dunya. A person that only takes the minimum of dunya would be a person that sits down, doesn't ask anyone, pass the salt, pass the meat, pass the butter, pass this, pass that, pass the samosas, pass the jalebis, pass the biryani. No. He'll just sit down, he'll quietly eat whatever's around him, enough to fill a fist, and he'll get up and he'll leave. And he'll get on his business. But how many people do you find, subhanAllah, there's a few dinners coming. I want you to notice this. I don't want you to make it obvious, but I want you to notice what happens when the food comes out and what people do. If people are asking to pass stuff, okay? I'll just, if I'm there, I'll just do this. This is our secret sign. And then you know that person is after the dunya, okay? So now, it's not just with food. This was just an example, but it is everything. So what happens is, in our time on this earth, we gather around us things that we like. Look at your house, look at your car, look at your passports, look at everything good that you have around you, that you like, and so it is around you. You have made it around you. And these are the exact same things that we spend our lives gathering and keeping. And then at the time of death, the reason we hate death is because we have to part with all of them. It took you ages to build your empire. It took you ages to build your credentials. It took you ages to do these things, and now, at death, you have to part with them. That's the dunya. Everything, another definition is, everything that does not have an intention of Allah is the dunya. 3 enemies so far. The president, your nafs, the little child inside you. Number 2, Shaitan, your security advisor. Number 3, dunya. And number 4, and this perhaps was the one that I couldn't understand a lot, which is Hawa. In Arabic, it's called Hawa. Hawa can be loosely translated as desires, but if you study the Arabic language, you will understand that it is something, an action that you do, that you keep repeating. And you keep coming back to this action. And it could be anything. But majority of times, it's something that is not beneficial for your hereafter, and it's not even beneficial for your dunya. But you keep returning to this action. Now I'm going to leave the translation very loose like this. And I want you to think in your mind, you know there's certain actions that you do. Maybe in front of people, maybe behind closed doors. Maybe nobody knows about it except you and Allah. But these actions are called hawa. Okay? In Arabic, in English, you can translate it as something called caprice. Okay? You keep returning to these actions again and again and again and again, and they have no benefit of this world or the hereafter. So these are your 4 enemies. Now you know who you're fighting. On the other side is little old me. So now when you get to the battlefield, you have to fight all 4 of these. Now tell me, just from the standpoint of, if you were looking at a battlefield, on one side, you have Musa alayhi salam standing there by himself. On the other side, you have 6,000 magicians, all at the best of their craft. There's a coliseum and everyone is chanting for the magicians. Who do you think is going to win? Who do you think is going to win? It's a Super Bowl event. It's the Cricket World Cup. And who is on one side? You just see this one person. And then on the other side, you have the best teams from all around the world. You have India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, all the teams on one side, and then you have one guy on the other side. Who do you think is going to win? Same thing. Who do you think is going to win between you on one side and these 4 huge enemies on the other side? One of these enemies can destroy you. Dunya can destroy you. Shaitan, your shaitan can just destroy you without lifting too much of an effort, making too much of an effort. So how are you expected to win? How are you expected to win? There's only one thing that will make you strong. And it is the same thing that made Musa alayhi salam strong. Do you know what that one thing is? You need help. You need to call a friend. And that friend is Allah. There is no way, if all odds are equal, that Musa alayhi salam could have defeated all of those magicians. There's no way. His one snake would have, killed off all of the others. It's not possible. It's scientifically not possible. It's magic-wise, it's not possible. Similarly, there is no way that you are going to win these 4 enemies in the battle that you have between now and the time of your death. And the only way that you are going to be able to win is that you win over Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You make Allah love you. Not just you love Allah, you come to Taraweeh, you express that I love Allah, but that Allah loves you back. That will show that you are really loved. You know who are, and the final thing I'll give you is that examples of those people that actually got two-way love from Allah. Who are they? Of course the prophets. But there were 10 people that were the students, direct students of the Prophet ﷺ, that were given glad tidings that my son, whatever you do, you're definitely going to Jannah. Who said this? The Prophet ﷺ, who is receiving active revelation. 10 of the Ashara Mubashara bil Jannah. They were said to them that you're definitely going to Jannah, buddy. It doesn't matter after receiving this glad tiding, if you disobey Allah till the end of your life, you're still going to end up in Jannah. This is an example of someone that is worth following. Because they didn't just love Allah. Allah loved them back. And so they won against their 4 enemies. And this is one of our goals, inshallah, which is that we need to win against these 4 enemies. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم.